How do we assess the best colour harmony for photographic portraits, and how do we achieve that front cover look with just a simple lighting setup? Let's find out. Say hi to Ali, everyone. She's here, she's in our studio, brightly coloured. Look at her, and she's full of the joys of spring. We're doing a portrait session at the moment where we're going for big colour, big impact. And the first thing I need to do as a portrait photographer when I'm assessing a scene, I'm assessing the wardrobe, and we're looking at all of those different elements, is what colours are we predominantly wearing? Let's have a look at Ali. Let's get in nice and close. We've got a brand new outfit here with shades of gold. You talk us through the outfit. I don't need me to talk through the outfit. Ali's going to talk you through the outfit. Off you go.
Obviously, we've got some fur here, we've got some gold, we've got some shiny sequins, some black leather here, and some lovely red detail. We're a fringe. We love a fringe.
We love a fringe. Apparently, this is all stuff that normally goes over my head. But as a photographer, I do need to bear in mind the colour within a scene. Colour harmony is one of the first things I'll look at in terms of creating maximum impact within a photographic portrait. So as Ali rightly points out, there's shades of gold and shades of red in here. Now on a colour wheel, they're working on an analogous colour scheme. That means those reds and those yellows are working on that triangle of the colour wheel together. They're sort of side by side, really, with orange in the middle as the secondary colour. So if I base my entire colour scheme for a portrait around that, the colours are going to harmonise and it's going to create a more pleasing, more impactful final result. Also goes in, as we look at the extra detail in here, have a look at the detail there on the eyes. Not only what Ali's wearing, but also the eye decoration, the makeup and the hair. It's all working on reds, oranges and yellows. The first choice therefore I have to make is what background am I going to use? And I'm going to use the colour right in the middle between red and yellow on the colour wheel, the secondary colour orange. So we've dropped down our sunflower colour armour backdrop here, which is going to give us a nice even orange tone throughout the backdrop. We're going to show you how, using our main light, which is going to be this light here, how we can affect and control the depth of colour within that backdrop really simply with a one light. And then we're going to add in a second light to give us an accent. But let's concentrate on this first one light first. It's an Elinchrom 3 with a basic square kit softbox. You can, if you're smart on eBay and things like that, you'll be able to find something like this very, very cheap online. This particular softbox here, very simple, and it's essentially just a window that you can move. Nice, simple, square softbox. We're going to bring Ali right into the middle of the studio here. And we're going to place her between these two reflector panels. Now, I've put these two black reflector panels up in my studio because I want to control the light falling on the subject. So I don't want too much bounce. I want to control and get a real contrasty image here. Now, if you don't have white walls in your studio, or if you're working with walls that are quite far away, you probably don't need these. I've got a great big white wall just behind my black reflector here, which would bounce light back. So it's more important that I have that one there, but I'm just putting them in there to give us a nice control field of light within this first portrait. The Elinchrom 3 is the flash head that I'm using up here, and I'm just going to place it as I always do. Go back, there's 2 years of videos where I do this. 45 degrees round, 45 degrees up, and 45 degrees down onto a lunar here. So that if we were to draw a line all the way from the middle of the light all the way down here onto a lunar's head, it would just about hit just above the eyes, mimicking what the sun does in the natural environment, giving us pleasing lighting across the face. Just going to amend that because it's a bit too high. Just need to set up our camera to try and get good exposure. I've set my power there on the middle of the range of the power for this unit, so I've set it up on 3.0. I haven't, I'm just going to do that now. Now I've got the new Elinchrom Transmitter Pro X, which gives me complete control. If I select the light there, I've got a touch screen on there. I can move it up and down as much as I want there. Real simple control of that power of that light. I'm just going to put it on 3.0 and I'm going to hit that little sun icon next to it, which means that that modeling lamp has now come on. We're just going to get some footage there of that modeling lamp going off and on from the unit here. The benefit of the modeling lamp is that I can now see where that light is hitting on a lunar's face, which means that it's going to give me more control and a better predictability as to how the end result is going to look. Camera settings for this one: ISO 100, f8, 160th of a second standard shutter speed sync, and we're just going to see how the exposure looks on this first one. Aluna is an amazing natural performer, so she's going to naturally perform into a pose here for me into the camera. Something like that's real simple. I'm coming back down on here. I'm on a 70 to 200mm lens, which means I can work a little bit further away and still fill the frame. 3, 2, 1, there's your shot there. So our first shot is coming through onto the camera here. We've got darker tones there. We've got the light on the broad side of the face. And there's a little bit of darkness there in the outfit. We're not really highlighting that outfit as best as possible. Now, the first thing I can do that's a really, really cheap fix for this is I can use this, which is a gold reflector up on an arm stand. This arm stand's around about a tenner online. If you're real smart, you can get tripods for less than a tenner. We're just going to bring this down in here. And this light here, which is going to be working opposite where Aluna is just going to bounce a little bit of gold reflection. I'm going to get it a little bit lower because I want it to bounce the gold reflection back into the outfit that she's wearing there on the side. Exactly the same exposure as we go here, exactly the same settings, looking straight towards me there for me, Aluna. 3, 2, 1, go. And there we can see we've lifted up some of the detail in the outfit just by placing that gold reflector there. We can see the reds on the tassels are starting to get lit up, and there's a little bit of uplighting there underneath the cheek. I want it to be a tiny bit brighter there, just a fraction. So I'm going to use my Transmitter Pro to select that light and just move it up from 3.0 by half a stop. And we're just going to see how that increase in power has affected the portrait. Exactly the same pose again there for me. And in 3, turn the head very slightly this way. 3, 2, 1, go. And there we have a brighter image with control and still getting that reflection into the side of the face and into the tassels. But how do we take this simple one light setup with a bounce reflector in? How do we take that and elevate it even further? We're going to bring in a second light, and the second light we're going to bring in is this. I'm going to come around to the side here. It's an Elinchrom 1 with a standard reflector cap and a red gel on the front. Remember, red is working within that analogous scheme. We're going to turn it on, and we're going to place it nice and high above Aluna here, and we're going to angle it down on a power that is 2 stops lower than the power coming out of our main light. The power coming out of the main light is on a decimal range. It's coming out at the moment at around about 3.5. And that 1, I want therefore to come out at 1.5 on the Elinchrom's decimal range. By scanning for the units now, the Elinchrom 1 will appear on there. And I can just move that up by 0.5 to get it 2 stops difference from the 3 to the 1. That light now, as we look at the scene, is coming down from 45 degrees behind. It should give us a catch in the hair light. It should start to fill in some of those shadows in that area underneath the cheek and in the outfit as well. And it should really elevate the portrait. We may even get some more spill onto that backdrop. Ali's going to do the same pose here, turning the arm slightly this way. Exactly the same pose, nothing complicated here. 3, 2, 1, go. And there with that added light, we've just separated her slightly from the backdrop there with a little bit of light in the hair and a little bit of light in the outfit, just illuminating and lifting everything slightly. Now, there is another way I can use this background light if I want to do something completely different. We're just going to turn it round so it's pointing there at the backdrop, and I'm going to drop it down slightly, just skimming across at 45 degrees there. And we're just going to see what effect that has on the backdrop from where we are. Same pose again, nice and simple. Let's just see how that affects everything. And now we've got a little bit more depth to that backdrop and something a little bit deeper. The highlight there, as we can see, because we're using the modeling lamp, if we come around here, we'll see the highlight there is just above and to the left of Ali's head there. What we want to do is we kind of want her to be the center. Let's move the whole thing so it's right behind Ali here. Now, because it's behind, we can't see it from the position we're going to be as a photographer, because we can come down nice and low, it's going to be hidden behind her. But it's going to give us a nice even spread of light in the backdrop, which now makes her the central focus of this picture. Last thing we're going to do, by moving this light a little bit closer to Ali here, it's going to give us a softer form of light, but by moving it closer, it's going to go a little bit brighter. So I'm just going going to take half a stop off the power here. And again, I'll do it by selecting the Elinchrom 3 there, and by dragging my finger down, it'll bring it down to 3.0. Fire one off to get rid of all the charges, and we should have a nice, softer form of light. One final change is I'm just going to feather the light now. So I'm just going to turn it this way. So the light now is skimming across Aluna's face. That's going to give us an even softer form of light coming across the face. I'm going to just add on 0.2 of a stop, because by feathering, you're just reducing some of the power by turning the light away from the subject. So it's not direct light going into the subject, it's just coming away. So I'm just going to give myself a 0.2 there. She's going to do exactly the same pose, and we should have this lovely, beautiful light falling across the face, an evenly lit portrait really showcasing Aluna. And what she's actually going to do for this one is she's going to smile and look like she's actually enjoying herself. I'm just going to adjust this gold reflector here so it's really bouncing light back in, so we get a lot of uplighting here. We're going to keep that red light as it is in the background. And look, even with these lights super close, because I can use a longer focal length of this lens, I can go back and eliminate those and get something with a big baby face smile. There we go. That looks perfect. Hold that there. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And there she is. So by looking at hair, makeup, and wardrobe, we can take control of the color harmony. We can do this by choosing the backdrop. We can do this by eliminating light and choosing warmer reflectors to control the light. And we can do it by using gels in the background to add to that color harmony. But by making the decision early, it keeps us on track and it creates impactful images that make sense and hopefully will stop the scroll. Aluna, how would you describe your experience? In 3 words, how would you describe your experience today?
I feel beautiful.
We're never going to top that, okay? Like and subscribe. Say nice things. There's tons of videos on this. I've been doing this for 2 years. Every Monday, you've had a new lighting tutorial. Go back and have a look at them. Say nice things. Recommend us to other photographers and other photography groups. If you want to book a one-to-one session with me in my studio here in Portsmouth, where you can get hands-on with the lights in studio, you can do. Go to nofussmus.com, or you can download our 1, our 2, and our 3 light workshops. Or just go onto that website and download your free posing guide today. Like and subscribe, say nice things, and as ever, all the very best.